Welcome, everybody, Iron Radio listeners. We're going to do another taste test today. We've got Bang Chocolate Peanut Butter Blast Keto Coffee. So we've been talking about this for a little while. Before we get into the details of exactly how we went about this, just quick intros. So I am Lonnie Lowery. I'm an exercise physiology and nutrition professor of about 20 years now, and I used to compete in bodybuilding.
It's Phil Stevens. I'm a powerlifter, Highland Games athlete, owner of Strength Guild, and compete in lots of things.
Is Dr. Mike T. Nelson, associate professor at the Carrick Institute, created the Flex Diet Cert, and hanging out in South Padre, Texas.
Sweet.
Hey everybody, I am Michelle Blakely. I own C, Jake, and Jane Train. I help powerful fitness professionals become brilliant business people through online courses and coaching. And I want to thank the gentleman for letting me make a quick announcement. We will be launching a $10,000 scholarship in the next couple weeks from C, Jake, and Jane Train to help with diversity and inclusion. So if any of you have interest, just pop onto my site, cjakeandjanetrain.com, and you can just put your email in the pop-up and we'll let you know as soon as we launch those scholarships.
Sweet. Scholarships are good. Yep. Okay. All right. Well, here's the deal, everybody. Because we're trying out an energy drink today, you can see Dr. Nelson's already sipping on it. In order for this to work, right, this is, you have to wait about 60 minutes for caffeine to sort of really kind of peak your alertness and that sort of thing. So that's what we were doing. I woke up, I started tugging on this stuff, and yeah, it woke me up, I guess.
I guess.
Rave reviews coming in right out of the gate.
Yeah. But you know what? Let's get some of the nutrition breakdown, and I guess in this case, even the pharmaceutical breakdown, if you will, with the caffeine. Mike, what's on tap here?
So we were just joking earlier about, can I still read this without glasses? So far I'm okay. So on the side, it's talking about is a protein coffee, 20 grams of protein, 300 milligrams of caffeine, branched chain amino acids, and 1 gram of straight 8. Straight 8 is a proprietary C8 caprylic acid. It's a MCT for promoting higher levels of ketones, hence the name Keto coffee. If we look at the nutrition panel, total fat's pretty low. It's about 2 grams, and this is for 1 can. Cholesterol 15 milligrams, sodium 160 milligrams, 6 grams of carbohydrates. 2 of those are fiber, and 20 grams of protein. So, yeah, pretty interesting. I kind of like that they actually have protein in there. If you look at the ingredients, it's coffee, which is water, coffee extract, protein blend from concentrate, and whey protein extract. It's natural artificial flavoring, the straight 8, and a few other random items in there.
Right on. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, I like that the protein isn't just a milk concentrate, but it's also got some whey isolate in there.
Yeah, which for canned protein is pretty rare just because of usually how they have to sterilize it. So usually you don't see a lot of whey protein in cans per se.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts about the caprylic acid there, the straight 8?
I mean, if you're going to try to increase blood levels of BHB, C8 is probably your best source. The other benefit too is it's less likely to give you the disaster pants also. So I played around with just different levels of fats at home, not going anywhere, just to see what happens. And yeah, anecdotally, that does seem to be true.
All right, so let's talk about what this might be similar to. I mean, there's a lot of energy drinks on the market. There's a lot of protein shakes on the market. I don't know, Phil, what are your like sensory thoughts, or what's it similar to, or what?
I'm gonna hold myself back and say not say what I think it's similar to. It doesn't taste very good, in my opinion. It's my problem with it. A couple problems. It says keto coffee. And keto to me is generally, maybe moderate protein, low carb, high fat. And there's 2 grams of fat. I think they missed the mark. They gave themselves, by putting keto coffee on the can, you gave yourself an in to just load this thing up with a fat bomb, which would probably taste delicious. And there's 2 grams in here. Like you could have put, I don't see peanut butter on the ingredients at all. There could be peanut butter in here that actually tastes like peanut butter, not like whatever this is. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the part I think they missed the mark on.
Yeah, it's a
give
good
me
call.
give me some coconut oil and cream and peanut butter, and this thing would be probably delicious. But it tastes like some kind of fat lacking, weird powdered peanut stuff with a little bit of coffee.
Yeah, pretty synthetic, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
Michelle and I were texting earlier a little bit about, like I think we both expected this to be more like a shake. Is that fair, Michelle? Like maybe thicker?
I think the flavor, I was expecting the flavor to be more like a shake. In a can, I didn't necessarily think it was going to be thicker, but I thought, Lonnie, like I texted you, I thought it was going to be more like, and this was a little foolish, but like a Frappuccino or like a Slim Fast. I don't know if you guys ever drank, like, at one point I needed to like keep on weight, which is kind of sad. But like, no. And at first I thought I was like, oh, it's surprisingly sweet, because I read the ingredients and thought, okay, there's not going to be much sweetness here. But then it was like the second wave of flavor was, whew.
Yeah.
I texted Lonnie, it's like I've had medicine that tastes better.
Medicine. Not a good adjective, I guess. I think it has doesn't it, Mike? I'm looking at the ingredients. Doesn't it have a thickener in here of some kind? Just slight or a carrageenan or something.
Yeah, carrageenan is what they're using. And I thought like it almost tastes like Ace K sweetener, but it's actually sucralose, and there's natural and artificial flavors. Because it's got that kind of, it's super sweet. Like if you gave this to me to taste test, I would not guess that it was sucralose sweetened. It has a kind of weird, almost like chemically aftertaste to it.
Yeah.
I actually kind of liked it, even though I have no idea why. I kind of like it. Like if you were to describe the taste to me, I would say that is hideous, but it's actually kind of good.
I don't mind it that much. At first, when I started, like I woke up this morning, I cracked this open, about an hour before the show here, and I thought it just seems thin, like watery. But then I started thinking, well, it's supposed to be a coffee, I guess. It's a flavored coffee, so maybe I need to adjust my expectation on that. Like I guess it is a coffee. On the plus side, 448 milligrams of calcium. That's a nice whopping dose of calcium if you're
that's pretty good.
Probably because of the like calcium caseinate or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Phil's hitting the mark there. You opened a massive door where you have a perfect excuse to make this a fatty, delicious, creamy thing, and you have 2 grams of fat in there.
Yep.
And
it's like they just put 2 grams of that straight 8 just so they can call it keto and market to them instead of actually going keto with it. Go there, just fucking jump in and do it.
Yeah.
Go there. Yeah. Yeah. It does have 2 fiber. I mean, but.
Sorry, Lonnie. I have to say, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but this sticks out to me, maybe because I'm, representing the women a little bit. Caution, do not use this product if you are pregnant or nursing. I'm a mom too. When I suspect it's, and Mike, please wait, I suspect it's because of the high level of caffeine. I saw that and like it made me uncomfortable starting to drink it.
Yeah. That's a CYA comment on a lot of supplements, I think,
Right.
Just don't want the responsibility of, running some trials and seeing if it's okay for that population, probably. But no,
I get that. And I was buying some like toothpaste powder yesterday online instead of like the tube because I was thinking, I'm a little bit, I was just trying something new and thinking about the packaging and whatnot. And they have all of those caveats too, right? Like if you have charcoal in the ingredient. So I did think that, but then I thought, well, how many things do I eat that have that on it?
Yeah, a lot. I bet.
That have the no caution if you're pregnant or nursing.
I think
no,
most
I don't think
supplements
so.
do. Really, I think I've seen it on a lot of supplements.
Well, I don't. Yeah, and maybe
you're a Whole Foods
I don't eat.
gal.
Yeah, it's not on your app.
Even like vitamins and stuff. But
They do. I like how they actually come out and say 300 milligrams of caffeine in a little warning box.
Yeah.
Because that's more than a cup of coffee. But honestly, maybe a grande at Starbucks. The caffeine
get 300 mix there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I get sick of this proprietary blend crap that a lot of supplements like hide behind. And then you're wondering how much of this is one thing versus another. And they're just spelling it out.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Michelle, maybe this is a foregone conclusion. Useful to you or not so much?
No, I would. And and this is, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's always hard for me to say not positive things on these because I'm always thinking of the business owner and the impact and, no, I don't see, no, I don't see.
I'm the opposite,
use
Michelle.
for
I
this.
don't have a mind saying I'll never buy one of these. I don't care. That doesn't bother me at all.
So we agree on the product, care differently about the impact of what we're saying.
Mike,
And
what
That's
about
why
you?
Phil and I are
Show
going to sit next to each other
I
at
have
the
an
next dinner
energy
party.
drink once a week. I have an energy drink every Saturday, and it won't be one of those. So,
would you do this, Mike? Would you get these occasionally?
I did actually find a use for it. So we were traveling down to South Padre, and so we had a couple extras, so I threw them in. And I had to get up. We stayed in somewhere in Kansas Tuesday, and so I had to do all my client follow-ups at one shot super early in the morning. So I got up, and the hotels now especially have weird bag foods, like they don't even have the artificial cheese things you can get or whatever. So I just opened one of these, and I thought, got some caffeine, got through a bunch of client follow-ups in about 4 to 5 hours, had some protein. So I think if you're traveling and need something that has a little bit of protein and caffeine, I think it's pretty useful. I would say if I'm hanging out at home and I can get a protein shake and make my own coffee, probably not as useful. So I guess it depends on the context of where you're at and what you're doing.
That's a good call. I would actually say, even though I give this like 3 out of 5 on taste, I mean, I don't think it's hideous, but it's meh. But usefulness, it might actually be mildly useful on those early mornings that I don't have time to brew a pot of coffee and I just get in the car and I'm rolling through the darkness at like 5 a.m. to the lab or something like that. Because of the protein, that's useful in a sense. Would I buy these? If I could buy these in like not a case, like a 4-pack or something, or individual, I might do something like this. There's 100 different flavors of these Bang keto coffees, I guess. Maybe I shouldn't have picked peanut butter for our first one. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, my problem is their competitors also make like products. If I'm in a store that has 14 different choices, I'm not getting this one. I've had other ones that are better. So it's useful if that's the only thing I have to choose from. But if I have other choices, I'm picking something that doesn't taste like that.
Yeah.
That's just my personal choice. So,
do you think the protein in it is useful, Phil, or are you just looking more for the caffeine source?
generally, I'm just looking for a caffeine source.
Yeah.
So,
it is worth, I think, pointing out too that this only has 120 calories, and that's going to appeal to some people, whereas to Phil, that's an insult. That's like chewing gum to him. So if you're looking for calories and that kind of stuff, I suppose if you're dieting and you're counting every calorie. What about recommendations, Mike? I mean, you have a lot of online clients. Would you recommend this to one of them, or?
I mean, I would say if you're, like we said, you have to get up and do something early in the morning and you're just super stressed and you're normally having some type of caffeine source, or you're going to go to the gym and do some maybe cardio or something like that. Yeah, I think it might be useful for that. Kind of to Phil's point, if you're going to lift, I don't know. So the calories are so low, I don't know if it would be super beneficial for that. I don't think it would be a negative. So, yeah, I think
Yeah.
it depends on what you're doing. You know, for some clients, it's, hey, get 20 grams of protein in this with some caffeine versus grabbing whatever normal caffeine source. Probably going to be better. You know, if you can bring some other actual food with, probably not as good as that. So I think it, again, depends on the context. But I think for some clients that are super busy, having the protein in there, like you said, Lonnie, I think it's a benefit.
Yeah. I see myself occasionally. I'll do. We've talked about this on the audio show before, but like almost like a protein sparing modified fast, where I'm just sipping a low dose protein throughout the day, and this has enough caffeine because on those days when you're almost intermittent fasting, there's not a lot of energy in the picture, you know. So this could trickle in a little bit of protein, amino acids, maybe spare some muscle tissue, give me a little bit of energy to get through that kind of, you know, a dieting kind of thing. Even 2 fiber, that's, like I said, that's a bonus. But yeah, I don't know if I had somebody, unless they were doing something like that, like an intermittent fasting or some kind of like part of the day they're really trying to limit their food intake. I can't think of other examples where I might recommend this. I mean, I found myself this morning, to be completely honest, I drank part of this, I set it down, and I went and got some coffee because I love coffee. But yeah, it's just kind of trying to fit that niche, right? Protein plus caffeine. And I think it does that well, at least. If you can get past that very synthetic, it just says what natural and artificial flavors. And like to Phil's point, no specific mention of actual like oily peanut butter in there, you know?
Yeah. And
Well,
again, I
like
think
I
it
said,
depends
I
on the
mean-
client. If you have someone who's going to your local coffee shop and getting, you know, 800 calorie whatever with coffee for $5 to $8 or whatever, you get some protein, get a few lower calories. If you're cutting back, I think this may be an alternative to that potentially.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't think there's anything. Oh, go ahead, Michelle.
No, I was just gonna say I'm gonna throw something like out there that we haven't really addressed with products, in case it's something that comes up. You know, it does have a made in the USA logo on it. It says imported ingredients, but it's made in the USA, in case, like, you know, I think some of us are shopping and doing things that are a little bit more like mission conscious or things like that. And also it is in a can that is, you know, completely recyclable. So I don't know, when we go through our products, if anybody cares, I think that's a little bit of a Phil's laughing at me. I think that's
I'm laughing at all you guys.
a little bit of maybe a consideration, right? Because, you know, I've got a couple of products in mind, but you know, those things are mattering to some of us more and more lately. So, you know.
Yeah.
No, you guys are all just way nicer than me. You guys are reaching really far to find. You guys are all reaching really far to find really positive things to say.
I will say this.
But our differences are our strengths, Phil.
There you go. I was remiss. The reviews on Amazon gave it 4.4 out of 5.
Oh.
I can't. I don't know if I can't be that positive. 32 only ratings. 32 is not a ton, but 4.4. That's like 88%. You know, rating. That's like B plus. I don't know.
God, I love how the professor goes immediately to the grade
Right.
equivalent and the percentage.
30 bang employees and 3 other people.
Bill, I thought that. See, we are the same, but you just say it. I thought that exact same thing. I almost said, "Yep." Every Bang employee was told to write.
Exactly. Yeah. Low end reviews. You're always like, how many of these are the employees? Right. Totally.
Biasy.
Well, and some products, I don't know if you
actually
guys are.
the VX facility in Florida, so we've been down there before.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you guys are experiencing this, but some products I'm getting, you know, because I'm doing a lot of online ordering because, you know, shopping is so different now. You immediately get this request to leave a 5-star review. And some companies are doing where they'll pay you with like a gift card if you give, which is illegal and unethical. I know because I've researched it for my business owners. But, you know, I mean, I'm not accusing Bang of that. I'm just saying.
No,
I have nothing against Bang. I would drink other of their drinks. like other of their energy drinks, I'm cool with. Not
Mhm.
this.
We'll try some. We'll try some other ones, I think. I want to try
Yeah.
they rebooted Red Line with the new Fusion, NOO
Yeah.
Fusion, and it's got citicoline in it, and betaine and a couple of other things. Interesting stuff. So maybe we'll try like a juicy one, you know. Might be better.
City choline sounds like a celebrity.
I think it was sold as a med in Europe for some type of neuro or cognitive function stuff. Mike, you're probably up on the nootropic stuff.
Yeah, there's some good studies from Renshaw as the main researcher on it for potentially, I'd have to look. I don't remember what the indications are. Dementia, Parkinson's, things of that nature, I think.
Stroke.
Yeah, it's regulated in the US as a supplement. So in terms of actual clinical trials, you won't find as much, but there's some good stuff on cognitive decline too.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Stroke and addiction rehab increases brain PS concentrations. So, yeah, maybe we'll try that one next and see if we can, again, they have hundreds of products, so maybe we'll try something else. Okay, everybody. Well, that's going to be it. Whirlwind tour of Bang Chocolate Peanut Butter Blast Keto Coffee. Keto.
Yeah.
And that's it for this time.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.